Nasik Kumbh Mela 2015. After every 12 years, when the horizon begins to darken and heavy black clouds hang low in the sky, in the months of July-August, it is time for Nasik to host the year-long festivities of the auspicious Shahi Kumbh Mela. It is the time when Jupiter, in its 12-yearly rotation around the Sun, gets in conjunction with Leo or the Simha zodiac sign, and the Sun and the Moon are in the constellation of Cancer. As appropriate for a host presenting a mega event, nature drapes herself in her finest green velvet sari, adorns herself with flowers of exquisite colors. During the year-long festivities, thousands and thousands of devotees from all across the country head towards Nasik to partake in the celebrations. Nasik prides itself of its grapes and temples. A pilgrimage to Nasik Kumbh Mela means visiting as many temples as possible. But the pilgrimage remains incomplete without a bath in the Godavari river, considered as holy as the Ganga or the Ganges. It is said that a dip in the Godavari during the days of Kumbh Mela washes away all the sins and purifies the soul. This is believed to be especially true on the few days of Shahi Snan, the royal bath, which occur a number of times throughout the year. The primary center of Shahi Kumbh Mela is the 2000-year temple town of Trimbakeshwar, 30 kilometers south of Nasik. Another fact not commonly known is that the present Trimbakeshwar temple is not really the one that was originally built. The old temple, right at the confluence of the Godavari and Ahilya rivers, remains in a desolate spot just beside the main temple. This has recently been rebuilt on the same site over the original wall. Trimbakeshwar is the town where the main convergence of sadhus or seers of every hue and belief takes place. The town becomes a riot of colors of various shades of saffron ranging up to red. The wide variety of headgear as well as the manner in which they wear or do not wear their dresses differentiates between the various creeds of the sadhus. This by itself is a fascinating chapter in the study of Indian culture. The sadhus are accommodated in separate akhadas or reserved areas segregated by their group ideologies. Similar or parallel arrangements are also made in Nasik city. This is possibly for the sake of logistics and better management. The additional reason is also the fierce competition between the akhadas to take precedence in bathing priority, which dictates the necessity to keep them at a distance. For the devotees who cannot afford to come to Nasik or go to Trimbakeshwar on the days of Shahi Snan, make do with a bath on the other days, only hoping that it would fetch them equal benefits. The scenes at both the places are quite chaotic, with not so minor police intervention to keep the crowds under control. Not only are the municipal corporation or Zilla Parishad personnel present in droves to guide the devotees, even voluntary organizations like the Bharat Sevashram contribute with their staff for crowd management. After the holy dip, People throng the deities around the bathing ghat to pay their obeisance to the reigning deity Lord Shiva, pouring milk or water on the idol. Some tie strings around the trunk of a very old banyan tree, said to be the sure shot way of fulfillment of one's wishes. The stray cows, the holy of the holies, get a free snack of juicy plants offered by the devotees to further accumulate their blessings. People offer money to someone with a good business sense who has dressed up as goddess Kali, the destructor in the Hindu scriptures, to propitiate the deity. All throughout the period of the Kumbh Mela, the very old town of Trimbakeshwar wears a festive look with a multitude of colors but with an air of profundity. The streets are chock full with devotees from all around the country, intermingling with the local population, vendors, peddlers, government officials, and even stray cows and dogs. Devotees wait in long queues to get into the Trimbakeshwar temple for the darshan or approaching the idol to pay homage. The ambience generated is of warmth and togetherness of a diverse people intent on salvation of their souls. Arrival of some VIP sadhus, either in Trimbakeshwar or Nasik, occasions an uproarious welcome by his devotees, with the lengthy procession carrying flagpoles and chanting religious hymns preceding the chariot carrying the sadhu. Traffic disruption, of course, is of no consideration either to the concerned sadhu or to his followers. If one discounts the myths, there is not much known about the origins of Kumbh Mela. History suggests that it started in the 12th century. It is said that during those days, the Kumbh Mela was strictly an astronomical congress where all the learned seers across the country converged to compare notes. Only after the Peshwa dynasty in the 17th century did the event acquire the holy connotation that it now bears today. The city administration this year has made extensively elaborate arrangements to take care of all kinds of eventualities. With the terrorism threat looming large everywhere, the policing arrangements are excellent. All around and at every conceivable location, one can see hordes of smartly dressed policemen managing the crowd and also keeping their eyes open for miscreants. The common complaint of yesteryears of lack of sanitation and toilets has been taken care of with abundant number of mobile toilets and clean permanent ones. The paucity of bathing ghats or staircases to the river has been made good by expansion of the old ones and building of many new ones in close proximity. Medical emergencies and attendance has also been well prepared for, with temporary and permanent dispensaries and a fleet of ambulances on the standby ready for the call. Efficient garbage clearance ensures that the locations are clean and free from rodents. Bathing in the Godavari takes place in two specific locations during the Kumbh. In Nasik city, it is the Ram Kund, where Lord Ram is said to have spent some time during his trip to Lanka. And in Trimbakeshwar, it is in Kushavarta. The ritual starts early in the morning and continues all day long. Amongst the devotees, the overzealous ones make it a point to bathe both at Ramkund and at Kushavarta. The days of Shahi Snan are spectacular. Entire vehicular traffic in the city is put on a clampdown to facilitate people movement. Every crossing is manned by multitude of policemen directing pedestrians to the prescribed routes. Only way to reach the ghat is a good 4-kilometer walk. The traffic signals dutifully guide non-existent traffic. On the days of Shahi Snan, Ramkund wakes up very early. Eager devotees throng the ghats from before dawn. Expectation and anticipation hang thick in the air. Huge quantity of water is released from Gangapur Dam located upstream to maintain flow of the river as well as to keep it clean. All over the Ghat, posse of policemen, volunteers and government officials maintain order and discipline. After a while, the processions of sadhus, intent upon taking the holy dip, make their appearance. Each akhada separately laid by the akhada head. Wave after wave of ascetics carrying flagpoles in varied costumes engulf the Ghat. A great sense of urgency prevails. Scenes of general turmoil and chaos take over. This gives the attending policemen a run for their money. The Akada head gets the first priority for the holy dip, followed by his disciples.
पण थोडाफार तर आपला हात येणार तर एवढं विसर नाही थोडं हात होणार
सगळे तिथे जमतात त्यामध्ये भांडणं असतात आराखडे वेगवेगळे काही जॉईंट असतात आणि ते इतर वेळेला भांडणं असतात तर ते दुसरा आकडा घेतो आकडे तिथे नंतर काय
Starting early in the morning, the pandemonium continues till late afternoon. Apart from the efforts of the administration to take care of this enormous event in the best possible ways, the akhadas also participate by making temporary provisions for accommodating devotees in makeshift tents and offering them free food. In Nasik, these are the times when local economy gets a substantial fillip. To substantiate, it can be said that on the days of Shahi Snan, Nasik hosts around 5 million extra tourists over its resident population of 1.7 million. This is surely a huge bonanza for the city buses, not to mention the inflation of earning of the railways. Just before the start of the Kumbh Mela, despite there being a large number of existing hotels, a huge number of new hotels crop up out of nowhere. Still, occupancy remains high, and cases of fleecing the devotees are not rare. The local tea and junket stalls cater to the nominal wants of the visitors and do roaring business all the year round. The eateries around the temples and the bathing ghats offer mouth-watering menus to the devotees. Irrespective of the fares, the rates are less than reasonable. There is no harm in raising the bottom line. Some stalls sell colored vermilion required for carrying out various rituals of the puja or worship of the Lord. A baul singer from West Bengal sings out throatily in hope of earning a few rupees. The flower girls display their wares on the street side for the devotees to carry to the temples for offering. Even the nomadic tribes take their place on the sidewalk with a plethora of exotic items for sale. Haggling indeed is the order of the day. Also, stamping one's forehead with icons of Lord Shiva in sandalwood paste not only boosts the divinity acquired after a holy dip, it generates a few coins for the holy man taking care of the salvation. For the not so devout, there are simple pleasures of life to be indulged in. The Ramkund is back to its normal state, with the evening lights serenely glistening on the river, a treat for the tired eyes of the citizens.